Hello there, Lynx here. We are playing Overlord H, which obviously stands for humorous, given that this is a fun game and so on. Another day in the office. Let's see what's going to happen now. We're about to start a war and so on. So yeah. The next day I find myself in the office once again. I know it is another new day, but it does not feel any different than the past one. In fact, with no need to sleep, it feels like nothing more than a continuation of yesterday. The only difference is a new face standing by the door to my office. A new mate. Yet her smile is the same every time I look over. These days have been more busy than usual. Alright, it's about time to summon Albedo to let her know about the declaration of war. Once I summon Albedo to my office, it only takes a few minutes before she arrives. Her speed is always quite impressive.
Sama, I answer your call.
She bows down before me. Thank you, Albedo. You may raise your head up.
Yes.
Albedo. Since you are the Prime Minister of the Sorcerer's Kingdom, I would like you to deliver the declaration of war to the Re-Estize Kingdom once we receive the approval from the kingdoms I've contacted recently.
Understood. When I am set to leave?
In 3 days. Everything should be ready by then. There's another reason why I'm sending you. I have another request for Princess Renner. She's been quite a great help already. I'm honestly surprised at her planning abilities. 90% of the things were taken care of by her. She has even altered the plan slightly to accommodate the changes made by that idiot. Let her know that I am pleased with first and foremost, then communicate my intention to. Introduce myself to the Blue Roses. I have had unfinished business with them and it seems like I'm not the only one. I would say that a meeting with them is long overdue.
Should I help her with that?
Nah, not necessary. I'm quite sure she can devise a plan to lead them into a trap from where they can be transported within Nazarick. I would like you to focus completely on the plan to conquer the Re-Estize Kingdom while reviewing the intel gathered from the Wyvern Rider tribes once it is gathered.
Yes, Sama. How long does she have?
I would say wait before the war begins.
Very well, consider it done.
Her wings together with her thighs wrapped together. You feel her stare on me, and once I raise up my head, this is fully confirmed. She has not moved at all from the point where she was standing on. What I see at her eyes could be described as puppy. She does not take long to understand what she wants given the background. Oh boy. Suddenly, I feel like maybe yesterday's decision might have been a very bad one. If you're not busy with other tasks, do you mind staying here?
Not at all.
She's back to her old self, but her company is enjoyable compared to a pretty big empty office. Most importantly, she can help with my work. Quiet sneaky with that one. These days quickly pass and so Albedo leaves to the Re-Estize Kingdom to deliver my declaration of war and my will to meet the Blue Roses. According to my declaration of war, we would march to the capital DMMO from now. It was a lie, of course. The day after delivering the declaration of war, by the way. The kingdom has been in bad shape for quite some time already. It is possible they will seek reinforcements from other countries. To avoid them from interfering, we should encircle the border of the kingdom. Of course, they also know we have the intention to march to the capital city. This obviously on purpose as part of the Princess Renner's plan. During this month, we shall conquer all the cities of the Re-Estize Kingdom, leaving Re-Estize for last. No civilian is meant to be killed, nor the cities should be destroyed too much to avoid unnecessary costs later on. Albedo waits for a few moments to avoid talking over Momonga. With the room being quiet, she decides to speak.
Would it not be easier to just kill everybody? There is too much hatred towards us, and in a much larger scale than the simple city.
The Biruk adjusts his glasses and continues to speak.
I agree on that fact. The keeping millions of people loyal will be quite difficult. At the very least, the same strategy we have adopted in the Oriental will not work.
We could use the land to grow the next generation to be loyal to the Sorcerer Kingdom while keeping the loyal subjects from Hilma's group.
That is surely a good idea for the short term, however, it will not work in the long term. A good knowledge of history is essential to make good assumptions of the future. If you add that to our existence in this world, it can only mean one thing. Other guilds are due to arrive in the future. Unfortunately, we have no idea how powerful they will be, or when they will arrive. That is something I hope to learn as soon as possible. Perhaps from the documents of the Dwarf Kingdom, as they are the oldest texts we've discovered so far. However, one thing is for certain. We have to bolster the strength of the Great Tomb of Nazarick and the Sorcerer Kingdom. There is a good chance that someday an entity even stronger than us could appear. Having good connections and a big loyal kingdom could be the difference between victory and defeat. That being said, it is true that many of them will not be loyal and will try to betray us. However, we have the power to deliver a proper punishment once that happens, and no one will be able to blame us when that will happen. Humans are simple creatures. Through showing compassion, we will ease up our work of creating future relationships with other kingdoms. Slaughtering humans right now could even hinder our progress with the Draconic Kingdom. They will learn the greatness of the Sorcerer Kingdom and remember who their true ruler is once an enemy guild or a powerful entity shows up here.
They could even be here now. We did not make enough progresses with the translation to know this for a fact, but the current translated pages seem to be hinting that this is not a supercontinent as we had assumed. There might be another land on the other side of the world.
Interesting. It is daunting that we cannot put more resources in translating those documents at the moment. However, if that is true, it would make a big difference for us. That means my friends could be in this world, just in another continent. If I had learned of the rumor sooner, I would have put the conquest of the Re-Estize kingdom on hold and focused on translating those documents instead.
Albedo, you became a cool quiet. Is something wrong?
She glares at smiling the Miruk.
Not at all.
Now, back to the topic of the conquering of the cities. Even in the current shape, there is the possibility that a guard or even a civilian might attempt to send message to the capital city. How would you deal with that? Both of them voiced their opinions. I had a few ideas of my own, but thanks to their intellect I get a much wider and clearer picture. Very well. To recap, we'll have a few undead guard in the exit points of every city, and assuming they are not cowards, bait some of them to flee, apprehend them, and make a public display of what happens to traitors. Such tactics only work on the short term, hence why they were abolished in my world a long time ago, but short term is exactly what I'm looking for. Usually Momoga would let the Miruk and Albedo think of the whole plan, but this time it was much different. He has a lot of experience in sieging cities. Such events were common back in Yggdrasil. Playing this with the Miruk and Albedo sort of resurfaced this memory. Although this is quite convenient. There is no way such a strategy would have worked if the Re-Estize kingdom was at its full force. Truth is, most of the cities I'm conquering are in a pretty bad shape already, such as Epespel, the hometown of Ruisia. Thinking back, I cannot blame her for selling her farm. I'm sure many in her place would have done the same. Especially if they could have predicted just how bad things could get in time. Still, asking for a month should have been suspicious from the start. Either really that incompetent, or is it that they have no choice in the matter? Dodging their troops is rather easy since Princess Renner gave us a quite detailed schedule. However, the resources are so poor that it would not have been much of a problem even if she did not. Although the altering of their memories and the use of illusion magic will increase exponentially the closer we get to the capital. At some point, let's just consider to avoid using those preventive measures since she's taking care of the source of intel that the rest of the kingdom is getting. Even if someone reported something suspicious, those voices would get nowhere. Alright, let's do this!
Yes, Sama.
Yes, hi, Sama.
2 weeks later.
Hey, Sama. They took the bait and they are ready to be delivered.
Excellent, excellent. Bring them to me with their equipment. She says silence but does not end the message. Is there anything more, Entoma?
Hey, Sama, is that truly fine?
If they are so foolish to attack me in my home, then they will just offer some entertainment for me. However, I doubt that will happen, so it will be fine.
Understood. We're coming through Shaltir's gate in a moment.
She ends the message and waits for them to appear.
Well, before we get to that,
let's make them wait a little bit, because there was something here, I believe. Yeah. 2, nice. Shaltir's lecture on conquest.
Mm-hmm.
Shaltir has been tasked by Monga to get a body for the creation of a Jagged Reaper, without attracting any attention. She's happily strolling around when she encounters two slightly familiar figures just in front of the labyrinth. She can't help but overhear the discussion. Her vampire senses encourage to give her no other choice.
Must be a game for him. A game? No, I do not think so. I've been around for just a month, not very close to the British, but I can tell a lot of planning goes through it. Flawless planning. Is it truly necessary for? It's such power, so much power. He is like a god. Give the power to most rulers, and I would waste no time to conquer as much as I can, out of sheer worth. He's even unwanted. It just does not make sense. Why would he not just destroy anyone who stands in the way? Oh, wait, I know the reason. It was...
She takes a notebook where she keeps all the words said by Momonga.
Ding, ding. Humans! Eating humans! Killing! Why do we not torture? Why do we not destroy, conquer? Oh, here it is! Shaltir, of course we could easily conquer them with power alone. However, doing that would create too many conflicts, too many enemies, and most importantly, to throw dirt on the name of Ainsulgone. I want to rule a good and loyal kingdom, not a pile of rubbles and dust where people live in fear. Ha! The sacred words of Aizama! I can feel my pants getting wet only from reading his words with his voice. His face was so close that I could reach for it, if only I extended my arm.
That was such a Shaltir line. It was actually not.
I should not waste my precious time with mere bounce, but the words of Ainsulgone should be known by every being with the intelligence to understand words. Time to fix the situation.
Shaltir spent around 10 minutes lecturing them and 20 more to speak about Ainsulgone. The rest of her mission continued with soaked pantsu, yeah. If you know what it means, good for you. The beginning of a weird friendship. Many years ago, in the Yggdrasil headquarters.
Sisters, how'd the contract go? Hehe?
Huh?
It went amazingly. Forget nobles or emperors, even this contract will change our organization forever. And it is quite easy to...
She hands the contract to Tia. Tina rests herself on her shoulder to look at it as well.
Hey, no matter how you look at it, it is suspicious. The reward, that isn't the problem. I already confirmed everything. No, I mean the task. We've done much harder jobs for much less in the past. Who would pay and promise so much for just an adventurer's head? Well, they're an adamantium, but... it will not be a problem for us. I guess she's the real problem.
She points at one named Evilai.
Agreed, I'd not like to know next to nothing about someone. It makes me feel uneasy. We have a lot of time to finish the contract, let's take it slow. You two are the best our organization can offer, hence why I'm assigning this contract to you. If we had only a few weeks, we would need to rush, and that would leave room to mistakes. However, with almost no limit of time, it is impossible to fail. Stick to the shadows, let us schedule, isolate the target, and strike. No matter how strong she is, in a vulnerable moment, she's just another human. Yes! Yes!
Many weeks had passed. The young woman is in her room holding quite an amazing looking sword. In this slightly cool evening, she was left alone while the other two women are out drinking. Or it could be more correct to say that a very big woman dragged a helpless blue one away. Luckily, she, as the blue roses, has the advantage of occasionally avoiding being dragged around on quiet evenings like this. It is not as if she minded the company of her guildmates. On the contrary, they are like sisters to her. However, even close people have their secrets. Secrets they would never share.
No! I can feel this evil. It is submerging my very own soul. Did she spot us? There is no way. Why now? Was she acting? Well, come down. She's not even looking at us. Stay. You've underestimated my dark power, and now you shall suffer the consequences. Ah, such power. However, I cannot believe that fuck. I cannot believe what I am witnessing. I can still win, no matter what. Behold my true power. Let's just end this fool. Yes, go.
Just the two are about to strike, Lacus swings her sword around in a full circle. And she parries both their hits. No human should be able to see their movements. The element of surprise was perfect. She's only wearing a dress, no matter how powerful she is, it only takes a good hit, that is what they think.
Oh wow, where do you come from? You will not be lucky again.
This time Lacus effortlessly parries all the attacks they are throwing at her on purpose.
What is going on? We cannot land a single hit on her, are you kidding me? We have to
For the first time Lacus charges forward. She does not use her sword against them, but she uses her brute force to throw them against the wall, and then...
Do not move.
A pair of swords fly from her cabinet to their necks.
Nee! I can't believe this, I knew there was something wrong with her. I've never seen you two, did you see?
Their eyes twitch. See what? They almost thought out loud if that was truly the first thing to come in her mind, but they did not give voice to those thoughts, since there are two big swords at their necks.
I was just training, as first month training. Yes, so, why do you attack me? Where do you come from?
She quickly gazes at the windows closed to prevent people from hearing sensible things, at the door still locked to prevent awkward meetings in crucial moments.
I see. Let's see, you... Charm person. Who are you? My name is Tia, member of Giaginia. Hey, what are you? Oh, it is no use. She's charmed. I can also see your weapon. It is not nice trying to kill your teammate. Charm person. Drop the dagger and tell me who you are.
She drops the dagger and begins to speak with a monotone voice.
My name is Tina. I'm a member of Ijania. Oh, similar name too. Very well, Tina. Tell me why you were spying on me and then decided to attack. We were spying on you to plan the best moment to kill you in order to complete our contract. Contract? We assassins get anonymous contracts to kill one or more targets in exchange for payment. Oh, I see. That is all I wanted to know.
She ends her charming, but the two swords are still at their neck.
I've defeated you. I believe it is clear that your mission is over. Return.
The swords go back to the closet.
Eh? What? Why? You are free to go. No way! Are you not going to finish us? Is that a trick? I'm an adventurer. I do not kill humans. I slay monsters and bring criminals to justice. Although in your case that would be only temporary, would it not? Since you are here only for me, just go back and say you have completed the job. Or say you have failed. It does not matter to me. However, make sure to never kill any innocent person, because if I were to get a job involving your capture, I would not make sure that you would never be able to escape despite your skills. We cannot back until our contract is done. Failing is not acceptable in our organization, especially for us too. Quite strict, but you two are quite skilled, so that makes sense. Say, do you ever get the need of gaining even more power and using it in order to change the world for the better? I always admired my uncle for that. Well, used to, yeah.
Okay, I don't know who she might be talking about. If there was no used to, I would be like, wait, maybe Gazef, but no. Anyway.
That is why I've created my own team, my own route, and I was blessed with capable teammates and friends. If you really cannot go back until your contract is done, how about joining me, my group? Are you for real? Are you inviting us to kill you while you are asleep? I know. I would suggest against that. My swords are sentient. I would not be able to stop them if I was asleep. Should really tell us that. Should really tell me your planned night assassination. She got you there, sister. Why are you laughing? I do not even know what is going on anymore. How about I introduce you two to my friends and then let you take a few days to decide? You can try to kill me in the meantime if you so wish. Fine by me, I guess. I only ask to avoid having to kill innocent people. After all, you do not kill without a contract, and I'm the only one in it, I assume. Yeah.
They had no choice. They could not come back as failures, but they could not kill their target even while she was sleeping. Normally that would end in their demise, but their target was unlike any other. She was truly weird. They never tried to kill her again in the following days. It is not like they were not trying their best to find an opening. It is just that she was a whole other level compared to them. They never stood a chance. Her friends, especially the masked woman, were also quite powerful individuals. Eventually, grown fond of the group, they were judged and instead they relied on their skills for bigger causes and recognition. Before you knew it, they were considered important members of the Blue Roses and their skills and friendship alike grew. A lot of the month had passed since then.
Look, your son.
Yeah?
There is a matter we would like to address. Some time ago you invited us to join the Blue Roses. We never really gave our answer. We want to do that today. I want to be part of the Blue Roses. So do I.
Oh, but I've considered you as members already, since the first day. But only recently I was able to call you friends. So on this occasion, let me officially bid you welcome to the Blue Roses. Congratulations. How come she doesn't have a model of her own? Like here.
Alright, thank you, evil boss.
What?
I can feel this evil. It is submerging my very own soul.
No way! You two still remember that?
Oh yeah, quite hard to forget such a scene. Evil boss.
Stop it! So embarrassing.
We should be saying that. We had never thought you were this strong. We don't take you by surprise, but we were the ones to fall in one. There is no helping people of such immense evil are bound to be cunning.
From that day on, they became very close. Like, very close. Anyway. What's next? Sholtir and Toma bring Blue Roses, 10th floor, throne room. Alright. I totally clicked twice. I think I can assume that nothing really happens around. Let's check here for. Okay, nothing happens. We did have a few encounters in the past with our son, with Narberal. Me and Narberal. We have not had a meeting with our daughter, sadly enough. Okay. I don't know, it would trigger the same thing or not. I would like to know, but whatever. After Princess Turner sold off the Blue Roses to us in order for him to finish our business and tear us, we organized a trap to capture them. I assigned the task to Entoma and Shaltir. Entoma in particular was more than happy to be assigned to this mission. Yeah. After all, the unfinished business I have with them is related to Entoma.
Hey, what am I? Huh? What?
One by one, the members of the Blue Roses are pushed through the gate and end up before me in the throne room.
Wait, you!
She looks around, first towards Entoma, then at the Miruk, and then everybody else in the throne room. Even with her mask on, I could tell her expression of surprise.
Jaldabaoth!
Jaldabaoth? Huh. I personally taken care of him in the Holy Kingdom. Momon had the same concern, however he was not the true Jaldabaoth.
Momon!
She finally looks at me. They all wear magical masks. Masks that could control the mind of their wearer. They were all pawns of Jaldabaoth.
If that is the case, then we never fought the real Jaldabaoth.
He liked to hide behind his troops. I've committed the same mistake and it almost claimed my life. Ha ha ha.
So the rumors were true. You single-handedly took care of Jaldabaoth, the real Jaldabaoth, all of his troops and the mates he was controlling while saving the whole kingdom!
That is so, yeah.
Why are we?
Okay, that is enough. Kneel down!
All of them kneel down before me. I notice a blonde woman in particular struggling quite hard in the back. She must be Lacus, the leader of the Blue Roses. Demiruk, it is fine. They are guests for the moment. You can release them. I trust they will know how to behave.
Yes, Aisama. Release!
Are you planning to kill us before the war begins? Is that what happened to the other adventurers?
Huh? Other adventurers? I'm only interested in your group, and if I wanted to do that, I would not have wasted my time to bring you all the way here. I just want to play a game. After all, I'm getting quite bored of waiting for a whole month to pass.
Okay, do not
Silence! Here are the conditions of said game. If you win, you are free to leave and go on your way. If you lose, you will join my Kingdom's Adventures Guild. Not much will change regarding your accommodations, as Re-Estize Kingdom will soon become mine. The Blue Roses are glaring at me, and I suppose Evila is doing the same behind her mask. Well, there is no way they are going to win.
Evila will die by the hands of Entoma. Her reward is long overdue.
As for the others, once they will join me, the news of Blue Roses working under me will spread. That means I will improve not just my assassinations unit, but also the Explorer's Force and expertise. Once they join and their name will bring more experienced adventurers to my kingdom, I could send them to more dangers and unknown areas to explore and gain intel.
There is no way we can win against you. It is hopeless even if we all fight together.
Oh, that would not be funny. I want to play for game. I will not be your opponent, it will be a 3 versus 3. Evil, Tia and Tina are the members from your group that will be fighting.
What? How is that fair?
Do not fret, I will be facing 3 other opponents of similar level. In fact, Evil knows one of them. And Thomas steps forward. As for the second one, it is let's say friend of the 2 twins. I do not want to ruin the surprise.
Hey.
Shaltir, can you take us to the amphitheater?
With pleasure, hi Summer.
She elegantly bows, and once Aureole allows it, a gate opens. I get up from my throne and enter the gate with the others, while Demiruk helps the Blue Roses to traverse the gate. We arrive at the amphitheater, where some members of the Blue Roses have the chance to meet old acquaintances. I take a seat and wait until they are done with their introductions.
Tyr, what are you doing here? He's been captured by him as well? I'm working for the Sorcerer Kingdom now. Do you think you could escape forever? Both you should know what happens to those that betray Ijania. We not have the intention to betray Ijania, you don't know the whole story. Besides, this organization don't exist. Why would you go this far? We never shared our secrets. We may have betrayed Ijania, but we never betrayed you. Even you would let us. Enough talk. We shall let our blades do the speaking.
She assumes a combat position, making it pretty clear she is not willing to continue her talk. The other 2 sisters do the same. If not for some minor difference, it looks almost like a mirror. It's pretty obvious that they have grown and trained the same art together for a long time. I shoot my gaze towards a more quiet pair.
Let me confirm something. If I kill you, can I truly freely leave? I can't imagine there will be no grudges held against me.
I decide to answer a question from afar. You have my word. There is no chance you will be able to kill her anyways. Pretty naive of her to think she did not change anything only because she does not look any different. In this world, proper equipment can level the playing field, even if there is a difference in either levels or skills. Likewise, even when 2 opponents have a similar level, proper equipment covers your weaknesses if your opponent can easily exploit them. That is what makes intel so important here, PvP. The true fight begins before the actual battle does. Evil Eye should assume that her old trick no longer works, so she should have all the tricks up her sleeve. That is how it worked in Yggdrasil at least. However, I'm ready to bet she did not. Even things should go differently than what I have planned. I look towards the third element in the team, Clementine. Officially she's just the third element to make the teams balanced, but Tira voiced her wish to battle her sisters by herself. Clementine's role is to watch both battles and offer help where needed to avoid Blue Rose's victory. However, similarly to Tira, Entoma wants to defeat and kill Evil Eye by herself. Looks like they are done. I turn towards Aura and give her my signal to begin the game.
Welcome to the amphitheater, everyone! We're about to witness an epic battle. On your left, the 3 most hated members of Blue Roses. They will be fighting hopeless battle against the winning team of the Great Overlord. Whoopsie! I did not mean to spoil the results. Is everyone ready?
Both teams respond positively, although the team on the left does so with much less excitement.
Let the battle begin!
Right away, the arena splits into one side. On a side there are triplets fighting, and on the other Entoma and Evil Eye. Clementine stays behind to watch over the situation. She's close to the triplets as Tira is the one that will probably need her help the most.
Listen to me, there is no reason why we should be fighting! Shut up!
A shockwave from one of her skills pushes Tina back slightly. This short momentum is more than enough to advantage for an assassin, however, Tia swiftly covers up for her sister.
We've stalked for weeks and struck on the ideal moment, but she was much stronger than you can imagine. We have failed! Even if that was true, how come you both are alive and have been happily working alongside the Blue Roses for years now? We could ask you the same thing, sister. Why did you give up on Leia Janiel and join and work for the Sorcerer Kingdom instead? Working for a kingdom is not what Janiel always stood against for.
Tira's eyes widen. The moment of hesitation is enough for one of the blades to slash her, and that is when I notice something weird. Oh. But blade, it sucks their blood. It is not regenerating their hit points. Does that mean those blades just collect blood? For what purpose? Before I can gain an advantage, Clementine steps in to save the situation.
It is different, you cannot compare the two. I had no real choice in the matter. If I want to my organization to keep existing elsewhere, I had to join this kingdom. That is the same for us. Yeah, we never stop being who we are. The only difference is that we found another place where we were welcome and accepted for who we are. Was Ingenia not enough of a home for you? Was I not good enough of sister? Yeah!
Filled with rage, Tira kicks Tia to the ground, and before she can recover, a blade is pointed at her neck. Tina tries to save Tia, but she's quickly stopped before she has the chance to.
Easy there, champion. Tira! Yes, you've always been a good servant of us. That is not what I'm saying, you know. We have always looked up to you. However, it was hopeless. Not even you would be able to kill Lacuse, even if she was wearing a simple dress and took her by surprise. Besides, let's assume that we, the best members of Ingenia, came back in failures. What would have happened other than bringing everyone's morale down? You would have been forced to kill both your sisters, maybe just kick us out, or would you have spared us both with some cheap punishment? Tina, you have always been stubborn in your ways. Do you really think we did not miss you or wanted to come back for you too after all we have been through, after all the plans we had made together? Oh my god, that hurts! Killing us here will not change a thing. All that we have said is true.
Tira's blade shakes for various moments. However, in an instant, it becomes firm again, and with her pommel, she knocks out Tia.
It no longer matters. I'm not allowed to kill either of you anyways. I'm done here. Whee!
From behind, Clementine slashes Tina's leg to stop her, and before she has the chance to react, she's knocked down while Tira walks away from the battle. Oi, oi, oi! The battle isn't over yet. Ah, well. I shift my gaze to the other side of the arena, and it's pretty much going as I had expected.
Verminbane!
Entoma summoned insects follow, however, Entoma does not seem to be affected by the spell.
Hey, what would I give to watch and enjoy the look of true terror behind your mask? Perhaps I should just break it now.
Entoma swings her blade back towards Evil's head, however, she quickly teleports away to put some distance between them.
Useless!
She conjures her bullet bank and starts to spray projectiles against Evil Eye. However, despite the high force of the projectiles, she manages to dodge them with an incredible speed.
Sandfield!
From the ground, sand particles start to fly up. The area of the spell is so wide that it even reaches Clementine. She simply dodges the spell before it reaches her without attacking in order to respect Entoma's wish. For a moment there is a small fog of sand, but it quickly disperses. Ooh, I never saw such a spell. I wonder what it does. Entoma stands still. From her back, two other arms appear. They keep twitching violently as if they are fighting off an incredible force.
To be able to move still, you were quite strong, but it is over now. Conjure! Hard armor back!
On her arm, a shield-looking bug appears.
No way, you should have been silenced. Go. Not everything looks the way it truly is. Why do you not show me your ugly face behind your mask now?
With her other shaking hands, she manages to attach a talisman on her shield, and then a violent roaring explosion clouds the view.
Okay.
Thanks to the violent explosion, Entoma is flung towards Evil Eye with high speed, and more importantly, she gets out of the area affected by the spell. Her blade connects with Evil Eye's mask, which crumbles to pieces to reveal her shocked expression. Ooh, that was clever! Even for the use of her shield, she took some damage, but she probably expected as much. Sacrificing some health to get out of the dire situation is a good move. It seems like she has improved considerably. I can't help but feel proud of Entoma right now. She's cutie. However, even though both took some damage, the battle is not over yet.
Shard! Back! Shoot!
Hundreds of sharp crystal shards appear and fly towards Entoma. Her shield parries most of them, so she receives little amount of damage. At the same time, Entoma managed to get some hits while Evil Eye was focusing on her spellcasting. They're slowly draining each other's AP as if they're almost perfectly balanced. However, Evil Eye is quickly running out of MP.
Crystal wall!
Evil Eye retreats behind the wall and begins to cast another spell.
That will not work!
She effortlessly breaks the wall, however she's taken by surprise by Evil Eye casting a spell just behind it.
Extended magic, Crystal Lance!
Entoma takes a lot of damage, however, this last spell drains Evil Eye MP completely. Since Thomas suffered quite a lot of damage, she quickly falls back and starts to summon insects. It is a good move since Evil Eye can no longer use spells to quickly defeat them. While she's busy fending them off, Thomas finally uses her trump card.
Breath of Fly!
Upon using the last spell, her MP is completely drained as well. A swarm of bugs flies towards Evil Eye amidst the other bugs and they start to lay eggs in her. What? Never mind. This causes small but lingering damage. At this point, every damage counts towards Thomas' victory.
No, I can let it end like this!
For a moment, her body becomes a mist, only to reform shortly after. That renders Thomas' last spell useless since the lingering damage no longer applies.
Evil Eye!
That means... Mist form is a skill used by vampires. However, no matter how hard I try, I see no sign of her being anything else but human.
My fly six! No matter I was planning to do this myself!
With no other choice left, she applies the talisman herself to boost her physical strength and charges towards Evil Eye with her blade. This boost also improves her HP, from the difference given by increasing her constitution ability that allows her to tank a few more hits from Evil Eye. With the help of the few insects left alive, she finally brings Evil Eye's HP to 0. The ending was a bit anticlimactic, but with both being in a pretty rough state, but Entoma finally dealt the last slash. And Evil Eye is dead. After a long time, even if she's badly hurt, Entoma has managed to get her revenge. Or so I thought. Once Evil Eye's lifeless body hits the ground, it turns into mist once again, and that confirms my initial suspicion. Evil Eye is without any doubt a vampire. I follow the mist slowly moving towards Lacus, and then it disappears seemingly inside of her. Vampires slain without using the proper equipment or spells turn into mist and then return in their resting place where they begin their regeneration. The time required to fully regenerate varies from vampire to vampire. The only exceptions are the vampire braids, whom will always return to the Great Dome of Nazarick when slain and then respawn after a few days. Storing her coffin in their leader's bag of holding, pretty clever. I don't care about getting hold of her bag as long as I know where it is. Instead, my interest shifts on Evil Eye's equipment left on the ground. I want to study it in order to find the item that could mask her undeath. While the blue roses are held within the Great Dome of Nazarick, as guests I study Evil Eye's items before she comes back from her place of resting. I have no idea how long it will take for her, but in the meantime I discover many interesting items, including her ring, which seems to be enhanced with the effect I was looking for. Since I have the intention to give her equipment back, I will dedicate these days to try and replicate the effects of this ring. However, even if the day of the invasion has yet to come, there are other things going on in my life right now. The explorers I had sent out have recently come back, bearing good news. Their mission was a huge success. That means it is now time to discuss a plan on how to conquer that territory with the Miruk. Oh boy, back to the office, huh? Day is almost over as well. I need to discuss and create a plan. Alright, I think... Was there something here? I don't even know. No. No new unlocks over there. Seems like no new scenes anywhere among us office. Good work today as well, Demiru.
It is always an honor to be able to work alongside Ransom.
He bows. Before we end the day, I would like to discuss a plan to conquer the Wyvern Rider tribes, now that the explorers are back.
Yes. It seems like humans live in that territory. Not much is known about them as they keep to themselves. They never leave the mountains, however they seem to be adept at taming and riding wyverns to move around. From what the explorers have gathered, there are two main houses among these tribes. While they dislike each other, they are not really at war. They have small conflicts from time to time.
I see. How do you suggest we should continue in order to conquer their territory?
If we exclude genocide, the best approach would be uniting them before integrating them to our kingdom. If we continue with their conflicts or get worse while they are united under our flag, they could prove to be more of a problem than an actual resource.
Do we know the nature of their conflicts? Assuming they are not trivial.
Most are indeed quite trivial. However, the main nature of their conflict is a disagreement on which wyvern fighting style is better, alongside some cultural differences developed over a few hundred years.
Sounds trivial to me, still. So stupid!
Indeed. Mortals, even they are completely cut off from the world and its problems, tend to create conflicts out of even insignificant matters.
Well, if that is truly the nature of their conflict, the best way to show the obvious is to organize a controlled full-scale battle between the two houses. A sort of tournament with no real casualties, as I assume their numbers are already low.
The experts were able to only give a rough estimate considering the limit of time and the unfriendly terrain. There should be a few thousand in whole territory.
I see. Twice the size of the lizardman then, we can work with that. It would be ideal if this tournament was organized and happened within these weeks, in order to avoid wasting our time while they do their thing. Not that I'm in a hurry, but I doubt the Draconic Kingdom can hold much longer before we come crying at our doorstep.
With most of the outer cities and villages conquered, we can invest some resources to organize that as soon as possible.
I would like to keep the main forces focused on the Re-Estize Kingdom for the moment, since it was not specified. Their average strength should be that of normal humans. This means with their wyverns, their level should be a little over 20, just barely stronger than lizardmen. There is no reason why we should not use the same strategy, which is to send them a message by using a few messengers. Of course, assuming they are also as proud and foolish as lizardmen, I believe it's also necessary to send a few units to convince them to do our bidding. I will be preparing a few undead for the occasion. Demiruk smiles and bows.
Yes, Ainsama.
Holding a city is not as easy as I thought. On the map it is only but a little lot, but in reality there are too many routes to take. When it comes to cities, a little distraction to make sure only a path can be taken to escape would work just fine with the proper precautions. However, most villages have no walls, and that means too many escape routes. Even with the production of undead, it is quite obvious that I cannot focus on capturing each place by myself. A single move simply would not be enough. Therefore, I instruct Demiruk and Elbow to interview each floor and the area guardian on other strategies to siege such places. The objective is simple: capture the city with as little deaths and destruction as possible behind the Re-Estize Kingdom's back. Some of them came up with pretty interesting ideas. One by one, all the cities were successfully sieged. Some struggled more than the others, but surprisingly most of them offered no resistance, with some being seemingly ready ahead of time to surrender. This part of the plan was over just a few days before the final invasion of Re-Estize Kingdom towards the capital. Even though Momonga had promised to spare innocent lives, there is always the chance for people to rebel, not to mention the presence of deserters escaping the cities, two cities far from the capital. Things could have gone worse though. I expected at least one of those cities to host adventurers. Adventurers would not normally be a problem, but those rules apply only on humans. A troop of undead or beastmen, even during a war, will be attacked on sight by adventurers only because they are considered monsters. Weirdly enough, we have encountered no adventurers. That means all of them were called to the capital city to prepare for my arrival, with the exception of the Blue Roses currently held as guests. Which reminds me, it should be about time for Evileye to be restored. Monga spends the last day before the invasion of Re-Estize Kingdom in his office, keeping track of 3 countries at once. It's quite late already, it's about time to leave for the Re-Estize Kingdom. We'll march during night and arrive by the capital on the first hours of the morning. We take our time to organize everything up, and once everything is ready, we reach area and tell it down. Quite impressive. Army is assembled just outside the gates, ready to march on my orders. Even a quarter of it would be more than enough to quickly lay waste to the entire capital in a matter of hours, but of course my goal is just to put on a good show of power. I conquered the kingdom under the nose thanks to an overwhelming force suddenly landing on their cities and villages. It is more than enough to scare people to submission. That will not happen as easily in a loyal kingdom, but in one left to crumbles, they will think about their hides first. For the same reason, keeping them under a false loyalty based on fear would not work in the long term, but as long as you maintain a good balance between the stick and the carrot, both have their advantages. Now then, as soon as the first lights shine upon Arundel, I turn towards Albedo. Give them the order, it is time to move.
Yes, Ainsama.
The journey is slow, most of the undead in my army cannot move too fast and its size only worsens the situation. We passed by a few cities previously conquered, and just as planned, there are no hindrances in our way. Despite getting quite bored before even reaching half of the route, this can be called a success because we reach the doors of Re-Estize by noon. I watch as the gates of the capital city begin to open when A barrier suddenly gets on my way? It is quite unexpected. I was not aware of anyone in the Re-Estize kingdom able to perform such a high-level spell. I should feel worried, but I actually feel a hint of excitement, which abruptly ends once I feel my HP going down by 1. I feel damage. I turn towards the source of the spell and I see an armor being slowly approaching. He casts a spell to form this barrier from far apart to make sure that only I would be trapped inside. This is quite impressive, as this means he's an expert at calculating the range of his spells. He might be my first true opponent without counting my fight with Shaltir, which for some reason in this game was not shown at all. I think you are the one in this barrier, huh? What is your name?
Rico, I'll be the one to destroy you.
Ha ha ha, Riku, alright. Some try to destroy the barrier from outside but fail. Before Albedo has a chance to try herself, she gets attacked from both. I quickly look up and I see another armor being floating in the sky. Albedo, leave it to me, you take care of that flying annoyance.
Yes, I am.
Is he running away? He is leading her away from here. It seems everything had been planned in advance. I'd expected they would try something with all the adventures they had accumulated in Capital, but I would have never expected something of this level. Riku, I do not recall anyone with that name living here. Are you perhaps a member of Red Drop? Go! He's not answering, but it should be pretty obvious since the armor being in the sky was clearly from Red Drop. Unless he's an ally from another country. I have not taken precautions regarding high-level teleportation. This barrier. I tried to let my hand through a barrier and without putting any force I make a hole. Boop! Once there is an opening, I some rush towards it, but I stop them by raising my hand. As I have said, I'll be taking care of it. Hold your guard and keep your eyes open for a moment as they may have planned something else. They accept my order. Some do that regretfully.
A world item.
Upon hearing world item, I turn towards him abruptly. My interest in him spiked to the top of my priorities. Oh, what did you say? You're not very tall. Wall of skeleton. I managed to erect a wall just before a warhammer has the chance to strike me. It is not just a warhammer. He seems to have various weapons floating around him, like fucking fake Gilgamesh. However, the true purpose of the wall is to temporarily hide myself and use this opportunity to cast the most essential spells in a PvP, such as false data. Is he controlling those weapons? I tried to detect his MP, but I can only see a big pool of HP, with some points weirdly missing. No way, not a magic caster, but a warrior, even so. A greater break item! My wall crumbles to pieces and his hammer resumes its attacking however I am prepared to counter it this time. I summon my two swords to block the warhammer. I do that with success, but its sheer impact force throws him back and my back slams on the barrier. Me. I received no damage from there, but I somewhat fake pain. If he will not talk, I'll try to act weaker than I actually am, and that will hopefully push him to become more talkative. Even so, he's actually quite strong. Judging from what I've seen so far, he's about level 80. No, perhaps a little higher than that. Detonate! I suddenly find myself in a massive explosion of fire. I do not have to thank pain this time as my HP drops down by 7. What level? Actually, how much HP do we have for? No, he's definitely around level 90. Is he for? It seems he cannot keep casting those spells too carelessly. He consumes his HP to spellcast. He's sure full of surprises. Content with my observation, I begin to attack back while dodging his warhammer. Explosion of negative energy! Negative energy is a type of energy that harms all the living and heals all the undead. And to cast an explosion means that no matter how quick he can move, he will not be able to dodge all the damage. That is what I was thinking. However, despite the explosion hitting him, he suffers no damage. What? He receives no damage from the spell. This should be normally impossible unless he's actually sort of golem or construct. I see. I should take this a little more seriously to avoid taking unnecessary risks. Noticing my distraction, he sends his other weapons against me. While I am weak to bludgeon damage, they can still get in the way, as I cannot parry all of them. Surely enough, I'm once again slammed against the barrier. You're quite strong. I would like to at least know who is going to finally defeat me. I take a big risk by saying those words, but luckily one of my allies disobeyed my order.
Simple. We are the protectors of the world. We'll destroy anyone with ill intent in order to keep this peace.
As I had expected, he's finally talking. We are the protectors of this world, huh? That means they are a group and they are most likely around the same level as him. Evil intent. I'm uniting this world. I'm making this into something better. And worthy of them. For them. You have the freedom to question my methods or even oppose them, but it is a fact that they work.
That is no sense. Anyone with power can force people to do their bidding.
If a wise man is able to stop someone from harming themselves, would he be evil to do just so? Ha! I'll not claim to be doing all this out of goodwill. In fact, I can quite honestly admit that I'm being totally selfish about it. However, that is the nature of things. Strong people can afford to be selfish, as long as there are good intentions behind such a selfishness.
Enough talk! It is time to put an end to this!
I see, and I agree. During our conversation, I had silently cast a teleportation spell to get out of his view temporarily. As a necromancer, when fighting seriously, I rely on my undead while supporting them behind the lines, and I plan to do just that now. While I could tank all those spells Riku is throwing at me, I cannot be sure that he is not trying to get me to an ideal amount of HP for using his trump card. After all, it is something I would do as well in a hard battle. Shortly after teleporting, I conjure a Doom Lord, which is enough to get their attention right away. The Doom Lord's order is simple: keep Riku's weapons at bay while staying close to me. Because of that, the Doom Lord awaits for the weapons to reach us, while I conjure yet another undead, an Elemental Skull. Elemental Skulls are around the same level as the Doom Lord, however they severely lack in HP. They're basically a glass cannon specialized in 4 elements: fire, ice, acid, electricity. Should Riku have any magical weakness, the Elemental Skull shall find it with ease. With the Elemental Skull having low HP, the Doom Lord having the weakness losing its health every 3 seconds, and Riku's able to deal damage to me and resist negative energy, I decide to play defensively. This lets me assess his power and make him feel sure about his victory so that I can capture and question him. I already put in place an item to nullify further teleportations while he had lost sight of me. However, restraining him will take some extra effort. While I have plenty of MP to spare battle HP, he has a lot of HP for a warrior but has to use it to actually harm me. In this scenario, the best strategy is to use my negative energy through AoE spells to keep my minions healed, while he slow drains his HP to harm me, all while my elemental skill tries to find his weakness. It is only a matter of time before he reveals his true triumph. What the fuck is a triumph card? Trump card, that would make sense. Triumph card? Or gets to then just low HP since he's unable to detect my real HP, that is when I will be capturing him. I'm really curious of his race, or if he is truly a construct, to know his owner. However, most importantly, I want to question him about his knowledge regarding world items. We exchange offensive spells, Fire Ice Thunder, until the Elemental Skull finally finds his weakness, Acid. I'm finally dealing some real damage, but to any onlooker who is able to detect HP, I'm the one who is losing. That is, of course, not true. It is the end!
Ice-sama!
She smashes through the barrier from above quite effortlessly and lands just in front of me.
What? Another one! Shh!
Oh, Albedo, just in time. Since she's here, it is time to capture him. It should be quite easy for someone like Albedo.
Next time, it will go differently! Greater teleport!
Despite the countermeasure I had put in place, he disappears as soon as the teleportation spell is cast. What? My item to avoid teleportation did not trigger. He bypassed it somehow. Slightly shocked, although my face does not show it, I look around and he's indeed gone. The barrier disappears shortly after. Not like it was impossible, but he had to take a lot of precautions to include such a remote possibility. Clearly had many serious PvE matches in the past. I was hoping to get some more intel from him, but it is pretty clear that he is not from this kingdom, nor any other place I know of yet. Albedo, what happened to the other armored being?
He managed to flee. I'm sorry, Ain-sama.
It's fine, I had a feeling we'll be encountering them again in future. I'm sure you took a good look at him. I would like to know how powerful he was. And if he is truly from the red drop later as for now. Unless a nobleman approaching us by horse, I'll let him reach me. Dude, there was a warning about this being whatever volume, but this was in anime as well already. What the heck?
Greetings, Your Majesty. I'm Zanak Valion Inagana Ryle Vice Prince of the Re-Estize Kingdom. I'm here in 5 others dead to surrender.
He kneels there. Surrender? The adventurers in the city will not even attempt to fight me.
Adventures? There are no adventures in the city, Your Majesty.
No adventures? They should have been here.
Those who attacked you earlier were not within the city, and they acted out of their own free will.
I can't tell if he's lying, but I will find out as soon as I enter the city.
I know it may sound a little convenient, but as the prince of the Re-Estize kingdom, I promise the retro party shall be heavily fined and reprimanded for their actions.
If it is true there are no adventures in Re-Estize, then I doubt they will ever come back. The question is, how did they flee? This should not have been possible unless all of them could use high tier magic to teleport away. Huh.
Also, in exchange for accepting our surrender, please allow us to capture the noble responsible for attacking your wagon. I will personally deliver his head.
Still kneeling down, he does not dare to raise his head high enough to look at my face. No, that will not be necessary. They won't find him anyways. He's secured in Hilma's mansion, ready to be delivered back to the Great Tomb of Nazarick. The Sorcerer Kingdom will grant him a just sentence once he's apprehended. All the nobles that had to die according to Renner are probably already dead within the castle. Princess Renner had split the nobles into groups, the harmless ones that could be spared and punished to show some goodwill in front of commoners, and those that would actively try to betray the Sorcerer Kingdom from the inside. The risky ones were kept inside the castle, whereas the harmless ones were left outside. This means he's one of those nobles I can serve his spare.
I understand, Your Majesty. You will have our full cooperation.
An unnecessary fight would be a waste of time and money, so I shall accept your surrender, under one condition.
Surely, anything, thank you, Your Majesty.
His head lowers even more until he almost digs into the ground, man. The Re-Estize Kingdom will undergo a new leadership, meaning that it will become part of the Sorcerer Kingdom and operate under its laws.
Is there no way we could become your vassal?
Enough. I've already made my decision. If you don't agree with it, then there is nothing else to discuss.
No, I'm sorry, Your Majesty. We accept. What will happen to us?
It would not be weird to think that such a question simply means what will happen to the citizens of the Re-Estize Kingdom, but that would not be quite correct. In reality, his concern is solely in regards to the nobles. Ideally, they would maintain their status and life would continue. However, this is not a simple change of rulership, but a change of concerning the whole kingdom. Oh, let me think. Oh, I know. I think it would be totally fitting if the current nobles, including you, would experience a different kind of life. How would they become gong farmers?
Gong farmers?
Yeah, gong farmers.
What are the skeletons? I mean, zombies be more suitable for the task?
Oh, the undead? Surely. However, I'm currently trading with countries that need them more. As you are surely aware, I'm currently helping the whole kingdom since they are in grave peril. However, that has been slowed down recently. I'm sure it will take quite a while before I'll be able to afford creating undead for the farms in this territory. In the meantime, I believe nobles getting the experience and more humble work is quite an amazing idea. Yeah? We should do the same thing to the politicians in our countries. I refer to the entire world. Of course, I'm not going to force the job on anyone. I'm not a monster. I can find another job for those who think they are better than gong farmers and do not agree with my decision.
Alright, I'll let everyone know of your generosity. We shall make ourselves available as soon as possible. Thanks for accepting our surrender, Your Majesty. I have one more question, if I'm allowed to ask.
Of course.
What is your goal?
Happiness. Monk answered to that question with no hesitation or thoughts behind it. Perhaps it was a question he had asked himself many times throughout this time, so the answer was quite obvious to him at this point. Such an answer from someone like Ainz Ulgon is so unexpected that Zanak's eyes go wide, almost as if it was a childish goal. Momonga takes notice of this. Is that not natural? Ultimately, all of us seek happiness. It will be a pretty miserable life without it. It is, yeah.
I see. Thank you, Your Majesty. I feel like I learned a lot from our exchange today. I'm grateful for indulging into discussion with me and, of course, for accepting our surrender.
With his legs visibly shaking, he slowly gets up and does a quick bow before hopping on his horse and riding back inside the capital. Once he's out of view, I call Shaltir over. Shaltir.
Yes, I-sama.
Please lead the nobles who want to take the other job to Neuronist. The others can stay within the capital for a moment.
Yes.
Adventurers, huh? I do not believe that. Albedo.
Yes, I-sama.
The floor guardians continue with their task within the capital, but the army shall stand by outside.
Understood.
I don't even need to tell to keep her eyes open. Albedo is the best bodyguard the great Dumbo Nazrik can offer. If the adventurers were so foolish to lay a trap, they would receive the ultimate punishment. However, we arrived at the castle without encountering any problems. It sounds like there was no trap at all. I sent Mari and Aura to look for adventurers within the capital and to report back to me if they are found, just in case they are hiding. While the battle had just ended in Re-Estize, in other side of the continent another battle was raging on. Two houses in the Wyvern Rider tribes were battling to show one another their abilities. They never had the chance to go all out in a fully controlled environment. They happily accepted as soon as this idea was proposed to them. Jesus, we are still going... Oha.
General! General, they're getting closer.
That is fine, let them come to us. Our specialty is archery, so we will use that to win effortlessly. If they are as dumb as I thought, they will get within a range soon, and that will be our victory. Wait for my signal.
Yes!
Whoa. Scout, defense, suicide squad. I already don't like this one. If you have something like that, I hope your entire army is getting destroyed. I think the blue ones will win. Two houses formed by many small tribes were currently fighting in the Wyvern Rider tribe territory. The House of Lawrence, also known as the Reckless Idiots. Wow. They are often seen by travelers flying dangerously close to the mountains or performing various tricks as part of the training. They are specialized in the usage of big lances, as they are arguably the best at taming wyverns. They love to get close and personal with their opponents, and when that happens their lance is not the only thing to worry about. Ranged attacks are the best way to handle them in a battle, but they are quite dexterous at riding their wyverns thanks to the rigorous training they perform every day. The House of Shondo use wyverns only as mounts to move around. In their everyday life they train the art of archery. While beginners will find it quite difficult to properly aim on top of a wyvern, the average members of the tribes under the House of Shondo can use a bow even when flying at high speeds. Their skills at archery are beyond excellent, so much so that they can snipe an enemy before they can spot and intercept them. Their major weakness is close range combat. While all archers are trained in the basics of melee combat, they are almost defenseless when riding wyverns. Their whole territory is currently a battlefield split between the two houses. Their generals, together with their intelligence unit, are as far as back as possible, pathetic, and well protected since they serve an essential role in the battle. While the Lawrence house had to spend quite a few units to defend the two sides from attackers, while keeping a reasonable distance in case one of the two units go down, the Shondo house did not worry so much about it. They have a defender unit in the far west of the territory, which also serves as a watchtower of sorts, whereas the east is covered by the three masters and the snipers. A big advantage of theirs is that neither of the general nor the intelligence unit has to engage in physical combat. They are quite good archers as well, so they can defend themselves as easily as any other unit if necessary. Since defense is not a problem, most of the units in the Shondo house are focused on attacking, including the scouts. Of course, that does not mean Lawrence is planning to stand by and defend. It would be a risky move against archers. Lawrence's attacking unit is split in two parts: a suicide squad, which is meant to charge and distract the archers, and the real attacking unit following behind. Truly a plan that only some reckless idiots could think about. Since this is a mock battle, such a wasteful strategy has no long-term losses, and it is only viable way to charge up front such expert archers. Surely enough, they fly within the attacking range just as the general had hoped. Fire now! However, nothing happens.
What is going on? What? Why are they not attacking?
An explosive arrow goes off to signal that the first archer unit lost.
Damn it! Let's not waste time. Engage them before they get too close.
Cutie pie. A few minutes later, on the other side of the battlefield.
Simulator Generally sure we can do this. There is nothing wrong with getting a lot of bounce. The Sorcerer Kingdom is the one that wanted us to do this in the first place. They've not mentioned such rules so far. A small unit to barely stay with borders will be totally fine. Besides, we are flying. No one will notice us.
Oh, you mean the scouts on the left side? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Bent. I would like to say bend the rules, but yeah, she's right. You are not breaking the rules. Fine.
Keep your eyes open. We must get them before they have the chance to warn that they have been defeated. If we can do this, the victory is in our hands. We'll get to the general before he has the time to react. Let's do this.
Yeah. They managed to defeat them, but they were too many, and one of them, which was strategically placed further away, managed to warn the team with an explosive arrow way before they can stop him. The explosive arrow serves two purposes. One is to warn the general about the unit's enemies, and the second is to let the three masters of Shondo House engage the enemy from afar. Since they are using the mountain's peak to hide, the explosive arrow probably serves as their signal to begin sniping the unsuspecting enemy unit. Since the unit was formed simply by two people, they are easily defeated. The war continues on, and the clerics of the Great Tomb of Nazarick are at work to keep the losers from interfering in the battle and keep them alive if gravely injured. Princess Renner, I finally have the pleasure to meet you in person.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, Your Majesty.
She elegantly bows, as expected from someone who has been a princess for her whole life. A quick glance at the corpses of the nobles thrown in the corner, and the trail of blood that leads to the corpse of King Ramposa III. Entoma solution, would you mind cleaning that corner? Make sure to bring any leftovers back home.
Right away, Aisama. Leave those with the least fat to me.
Back to us. Where is your human pet?
Oh, I've sent him off to do an errand for me. He should be back soon.
Excellent. In the meantime, Albedo steps closer to me and hands me a fallen seed, an item that allows a person to change their race to a demon. Let me reward you for your amazing work. Okay. She slowly walks towards me and then kneels down, ready to receive her reward. I place my seat on... It's not... whatever. Her tongue, and that makes her body twitch slightly. I've never changed my race, and such items must feel quite intense in this world, so I can only guess that she's currently feeling a burning sensation of pleasure? Oh! She gulps it down until there is no trace left behind. It only takes a few moments before the first signs of change take effect. They are almost imperceptible. As a level 1 imp, she looks almost human until you take notice of a few extra features, such as her nails looking more like claws, and of course, a pair of wings. Those are the last things that appear, confirming that her transformation is over. They are so tiny that they cannot be used for flight or much else. At the moment, they are nothing more than a simple decoration. Despite not much changing physically.
This is incredible. It is even better than what I had imagined.
She's quite content with the results.
Such power! This was beyond anything human could ever accomplish. Ho ho! This is the best day of my life. No, this is the stride of my true life. Thank you, Your Majesty.
She bows down. You've earned it, together with this. I throw another fallen seed at her and she catches it swiftly. Did your pet also perform a sacrifice?
Yeah, I have tricked him into saving me from a noble, the one over there.
She points at an empty space. There used to be a corpse in that general location, but it has been cleaned off already. Make sure to feed him that seed within 24 hours, otherwise he will have to perform another sacrifice.
Yeah.
Oh, she has the... yeah, alright. She has the wings and the nails and so on. Anyway, as for your final part of the reward, are you sure you want to work from within the Great Tomb of Nazarick? I could use a queen to lead this new territory of the Sorcerer Kingdom. You have proven that you would do quite an amazing work.
Yeah, I want to work from the Great Tomb of Nazarick. I really want to leave this past life behind me. I don't want to be a princess or a queen, especially by choice. However, I'm not refusing the proposal just because of my feelings. At some point I would have to show myself, and that would lead to some nasty rumors, I'm sure. I believe it would be best if I disappear together with the other nobles.
You have a good point. That means I'll need to think about a new candidate. I'll bet it will be good, but I need her within the Great Tomb of Nazarick. It is not just the Re-Estize kingdom. I will be expanding my kingdom even further after I deal with the Wyvern Rider tribes, the Draconic kingdom, and finally the Beastman country. Need to keep up. I guess a lot of work awaits me once I'm back home. My thoughts are interrupted by a young boy rushing inside the throne room. It is Renner's pet.
Renner-sama, are you alright?
While looking around in search of his owner, Renner's pet notices the pile of corpses or what is left of them in a corner near the entrance. His face is a mix of disgust, anger, and from the way his body is trembling, fear. That changes to a look of pure surprise once his gaze meets with Sebas. He looks back and forth between me and Sebas, trying his best to piece together the situation.
You! Why? Someone like you!
Climb good, you're back just in time! Hoo 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 hoo!
Readers, Mario, are you alright?
He turns towards her and once he is only a few feet distance from her, he suddenly stops upon noticing her tiny wings.
What have they done to you?
What is it, Climb-kun? Of course I'm fine. In fact, I've never felt better.
No, this can't be true. Those wings, you're a little human. Did they force you? Are you even a real runner?
He begins to take a few steps back, and as soon as he starts to reach for his weapon, Sebas speaks.
Climb. I seem to remember you a favor from the last time we've met. So let me repay you back by suggesting you to avoid doing anything unnecessary.
Huh? He hesitates, so I use this opportunity to speak. I believe you are misunderstanding many things here. Rather than being forced, this reward she has earned for a job well done.
Reward? What job? I don't understand.
Let's just say she has prevented this kingdom from suffering unnecessary losses. You've lived here for a long time, so I'm sure you have witnessed less than ideal people in places of power. This will no longer be the case. The young man stays silent while he stares at Sebas. He spends quite a few moments lost in thought before looking back at me again.
What are you saying? Must be true, but there are some things I do not understand. Why did you kill the Fig King? Why did you steal Princess Renner's humanity?
You seem to be confusing being a human and humanity. They are two very different things, as you will be finding out soon. Humanity is not something that can be stolen. It is something you had to lose yourself. As for the king, he needed to die. This is not a simple change of rulership, but a conquest. You have worked fairly close to him, so I cannot be helped that you held quite a lot of respect for him, but if you would only see things from my perspective, you would understand that his death was inevitable. If only had not tried to steal from me, this kingdom would not have gone to ruins and this war would not have never happened. His lack of judgment is what led all of us here today. Should I have spared him, someone else would have attempted to his life later on, and that would only have created conflicts in what is no longer the Re-Estize kingdom, but the Sorcerer kingdom. Unless you were also expecting he would keep his position as king, in that case you are a fool. War is ugly, that's all there is to it. At the end, I prefer to avoid it when possible, but as you are surely aware, it was not my choice. Now, if we are done, I have some business to take care of, and I'm sure you have a lot to talk about with Renner. We'll talk again later. If someone's mind is gone, but they are still brave, are they truly alive? After all, it is your mind that makes you who you are. Without that, what else is left if not a living shell? One could not help but have those philosophical wonders each time you would look at Philip, possibly the biggest idiot in the New World. What? After he was delivered back after he was delivered to the Black Capsule. Oh, I know who you're talking about. In the Great Tomb of Nazarick, Albert and Hilma had plenty of fun with torturing him. Let's go. While Hilma's punishment lasted long enough to keep her more or less sane, Philip had become quite literally an ample sack of meat. Kept alive thanks to Kyohogu's spells, he was a pretty good source of snacks thanks to his fat. At some point he began to respond positively to cockroaches biting his flesh, or so it seemed. Reality is that there is no much reaction from him at all anymore, hence why he was downgraded from toy to a source of food, but is his role now until the rest of his is useless. Life. A week has passed since the Re-Estize kingdom had become mine much sooner than I had anticipated, thanks to the stupid actions of a foolish noble. The adventurers in the Re-Estize kingdom were never found, but the possibility that all of them had access to high teleportation magic is quite unlikely. Other lands. If they somehow had access to these rumors, they may have decided to journey into a hopeless voyage just to escape the kingdom. However, would they truly set sail towards something that might not even exist? If that's the case, where did they hear those rumors from? Such a shame, but at least I have the blue roses. Speaking of which, I need to speak with Evila again. She has recently come back, but I could not even spare a single moment for her with all this work to be done. Maybe in the next episode, huh? It's been over an hour! Yeah, let's cut it right here. We'll continue tomorrow! Actually, let's have a look at the map. Re-Estize kingdom still under that name. But it is a sorcerer kingdom by now. Huh. Alright, let's end for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked the video, if you do it, always appreciate it, obviously. If you're new around, you can also consider subscribing. That would be even more appreciated, obviously. That's pretty much it. I wish you all a wonderful day. Hopefully you'll join me tomorrow. Have a good one. Yeah.
Bye bye.